This is an orchid and some of its roots.
So right now they're deflasking the orchids that were transplanted into the lab, and then eventually they'll be planted out into the trees in urban areas.
We're doing the deflasking process, which is taking the orchids out of their sterile containers to put them outside in hydrotone, and we add charcoal to it now so we could put them in the greenhouse so they could start growing naturally.
Kind of like help cleans the water that passes through. And basically we want to get like the biggest ones that we think are best to survive in here. We don't want to put any of the little ones.
You have to be really careful so you don't break the roots.
These were orchids that were once found in this area, but due to habitat loss and urban development, we've lost many of these populations.
You know, not only do their numbers go up, which is like good for the environment, but then they don't have as much of a value anymore and people want to steal them.
Here, this one's a big one.
Oh, awesome. Ooh.
Orchids to me are just like the people who try hardest to get what they can in life. They don't have everything they have because it's given to them, they work for it.
And it's important to South Florida because it's going to bring back a piece of its history that it lost a long, long time ago.
So get loading dye.
I'm a part of the DNA team at Fairchild. So right now we're finding ways to help our endangered species of orchid.
And so we actually did the same things that lab technicians in forensic labs and bio labs and all those types of labs do.
So we're going to run a gel electrophoresis so we can amplify the fragments of DNA that we want and we can see it under the camera.
And we analyzed the DNA of the fungus that we were able to find in the roots of the Florida butterfly orchid and the resurrection fern. And we were looking at them to see if they were utilizing the same groups of fungus.
So what we do is, very precisely, we put it halfway to the gel mark and then dump it into the DNA.
And then afterwards we're going to turn this on and it's going to sit up, and what's happening now is the UV rays are shining down so you can see it's going to be amplified.
And it's important because it's going to help the Million Orchid Project to propagate plants and put plants in specific places where they're going to survive, not just die. Well, the NASA project is called Growing Beyond Earth, trying to figure out what are the ideal conditions to grow fruits and vegetables in space for the astronauts to live on.
Cut it, zero it, then put it into the bag.
Well, NASA can only go into space for certain periods of time, so Fairchild has teamed up with NASA to provide a food source for them. So that now that if they can grow food in space, they can go on longer expeditions and learn more about what's out there.
We're doing something nobody else is doing. Growing plants for NASA is really cool because they're NASA.
Just the idea of bringing plants and things that we grow and bringing like the print of humanity out of Earth and into space and something much bigger.
Thinking that your research is going to help astronauts in space. That's amazing.
Especially to people my age who always grew up wanting to do like things that were bigger than us.